Hi everyone, this is Sushant from Unity Devs. Welcome to our today's session where we will understand about valid data formats which batch process is compatible with and variable propagation concept in batch processing Mule 4. So guys, if you haven't watched part 1, please watch it because in that video we covered all the basic understanding required to proceed with the real-time batch processing use cases in upcoming videos. And in this video, we will also cover some practical use cases as we discussed previously. Okay, so guys, let's get started with a topic called valid data formats. So guys, whenever a mule flow gets triggered, batch job performs a split operation on that particular mule message and send it to a persistent queue. So basically, that batch job accepts any Java iterables, arrays, JSON and XML payload. If you try to pass any other data format on which that particular batch process is not able to perform any split process, then you need to transform that particular data format into the below mentioned data formats. Into the mentioned data formats here, you can see JSON, XML, any Java iterables, arrays. Okay, so that particular data format should be compatible with that particular batch job component so that it can perform the splitting operation. Okay, we will also understand it with the help of one POC which I have created in my Anypoint Studio. So let's get started with that. So guys, we will start debugging this use case which I have created, and in this use case I have passed one JSON payload, and this payload is just an array of object. So we will see when it reaches this batch job component, how it looks like. Okay, we will debug it and see one by one. So let me debug it. Oh, I think it's already deployed. Okay, so let me hit this flow. So guys, you can see first it will transform this payload. It's already in a JSON format. Okay, so now you can see the payload is having array of objects having age field and that particular number which specifies the age. If we click on next, so this loading phase has been completed now. Okay, because it's asynchronous, it will not wait for a internal processing, so it will throw the response to the user first. Okay, so it basically shows the loading phase. You can see the loaded records. Okay, so it basically throws the loading phase response to a user, and internally it will process it asynchronously. Okay, so it will not wait for anything. When you trigger this flow, it will immediately send a response to a user, and internally it will process those records. Okay, now guys, let me show you. So you can see this age parameter is there. So basically the array which we have sent, and in that array each object is treated as one record inside that particular batch step. You can see. Okay, so each object is treated as one record. So as you can clearly see, we are getting one object here. If we click next, we got another object. If we click next, we got another object, same. So each object is treated as one object. Okay, each object is treated as one record, I can say, in case of array of objects in JSON format. So if I resume it, it will process each and every record. Okay, so you can see it has logged all the information. all the ages it has logged one by one. So each object is treated as one record. You can see one record has been logged, then another record has logged, and then another, and then another, and so on until it completes all the records. Okay, let me show you another example where I have given the meme type as Java. Now let's see how it works inside this batch step, how it looks like. So guys, it reaches this transfer message. Now if I click on next, loading phase completed, it will go to the batch step. Now in batch step you can see it has created a key value pairs of that particular Java payload. Okay, so each object is treated as one record in this case also. So if I click on a next, okay, in next case also it has treated each and every object in the form of key value pairs. Okay, so parallelly you can see it has started logging those records. Okay, so this time it is 7, it will log 7 now. See, so if you convert that particular JSON into the Java, it will treat those field and values in the form of key value pairs. Okay, in case of Java, so key is treated as age and value is treated as that particular value to which that age is assigned to. Okay, so this is key and this is value in case of Java. So let me resume it. So guys, in console you can see all the records has been logged. See, and in on-complete phase you get all the information. Loaded records are 10, process records are 10, successful records are 10, because all the records has been logged successfully. There is no error. Okay, so that's how it works. So we will resume it and it completes. So guys, what if we pass an object having key value pairs? Let's see how it will treat it. So guys, this time I created one payload like this. So this object is having the key value pairs and it's a JSON MIME type. Now we will see how this data will be. So we will see how this data looks like inside this batch step when we will run this batch process. Okay, so if I hit this payload, so loading phase completed. Okay, now in this logger you can see in this batch step, so that particular key value, the first one, is treated as one record. Okay, you can see that particular key value is treated as one record. If we click next, another another key value is treated as another record. You can see. Okay, if I click on next, another value is treated as another record. So each key value pair is treated as one record. Okay, when it will go inside the batch step. Okay, so now we will resume it. Okay, so it has logged all the key value pairs one by one because all the key value pairs are treated as one record. Okay, similarly, now let's say we have one JSON pay. So similarly, let's say we have one Java payload having this key value pair structure. We will see how it looks like inside this batch step. We will save it. Okay, and we will deploy our application. So application has been deployed. Okay, now we will hit this flow. So guys, as you can see, this payload looks like an object having key value pairs. So Java map object I can see. Okay, so when we click on next, loading phase completed. Now it will go to the batch step. So you can see key is treated as key 5 and value is treated as value 5, guys. Okay, if we click next, again similar thing, key is treated as key 3 and value is treated as value 3. Okay, so if we resume it, so now you can see all the record has been processed successfully. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the next topic, which is variable propagation. So from the definition only, I think it's clear. So let me explain you the definition, what they are saying about variable propagation. So they are saying each record in a batch job instance inherits mule event variables from the input to the batch job component. You can access and change the value of those variables in the batch step and batch aggregator components which run during the process phase. You can create new variables within these components for each record within this phase. So the variables are propagated through each batch step and aggregator component within a batch job component. So guys, to understand it more clearly, I have one POC created for this. So let me show you how it works. So guys, this is the example I have created to understand the variable propagation concept. Okay, so let me trigger this flow. So guys, as you can see, I have created one variable called as init variable where I have stored my payload which I have passed through the postman. Okay, so this is before this batch job component. So now let's see. So loading phase completed, a response has been returned to the user that records are loaded successfully and a thread will be returned back to the batch step. So guys, now you can see we got one record. Okay, age 1, the same record which we have passed from here. Okay, so each object is treated as one record. Okay, now let's put some debugger points. If I resume it, so you can see okay, for age 4 this will store that particular age in this var age variable. So in this case var age will be 4. Okay, because age is 4, so it will store that age in the variable. We click next, we have age 1. It will again store that age 1 in this var age, and this has its particular instance ID. So these are the default variables which has been created: job instance ID and mule batch internal record. So if I click next, So guys, now let's see the variables. So in this case you can see age is 5. So in this case there is no variable I can see, because in this choice router condition we have already given if payload.age is not equal to 5, then only store that particular age in a variable. But this time age is equal to 5, so it will not store that particular age in a variable, and that variable is also not created here. Okay, but in case of age 4, you can see a variable has been created called as varAge, having value 4. So from this we can understand that that particular variable is attached to a particular record. So this time the record was 4, age is equal to 4. So that particular variable is binded to that particular record, you can see. So if I click next, this time age is 9. So the variable value is 9. So it means that particular variable, this var age, has been binded to that particular record having age is equal to 9. Okay, if we click on next, this time age is 10 and variable value is also 10. So in this entire batch job phase, that variable value is 10. Why? Because the record value is 10. So variable has been binded with that particular record. So if record is 2, then variable value will be 2. If record is 1, it means if age is 1, the record value will be 1. Sorry, the variable age value will be 1. So variable is binded to that particular record while processing. So let's say if we have a record is equal to 3, then in that case variable value will be 3. So the final conclusion is a variable is binded to that particular record when that record is processing. Okay, for that. So if I click on next, so this time you can see age is 6. So the variable value is 6. So both are binded. That variable value 6 and age is both are binded together. So if it will process next time, let's say if it will process that age is equal to 7, then variable value will be 7. But previously, as we saw, when age was 5, there was no variable that was binded to that particular record having age is equal to 5. Okay, so guys, that's how it works. If I resume it, age is 2. Similarly, the record value is 2. This variable age value is 2. Init variable has not changed, it's the same thing, same one which we have here. Okay, so in on-complete phase you can see there is no variable except this init variable. We can see only this init variable. Okay, so those variables like called varAge, that was only valid inside this batch step processing phase, inside the processing phase I can say. So if I click on next, processing has been completed. Nice. Okay, and we can see the list of records that has been logged one by one. So the final conclusion is whenever a particular record is processing in the processing phase, in the batch step phase, that particular variable to which that particular record is allocated, both are binded together with each other. For another record, this variable value will be different. For another record, for next one, it will be different. Okay, so each record having its own variable binded together with each other. Okay, so guys, this was all about valid data formats and variable propagation concept. in batch processing Mule 4. In upcoming video, we will understand how by varying a batch block size, batch processing works. And also we will understand how by varying the batch block size, we can achieve the parallelism. How we can parallelly process the records by varying batch block size, and how the threads are working in the backend. So we will understand those concepts with the help of some POCs which I have created below, okay, in upcoming videos. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for watching this video and hope you understand everything about this session. So thanks everyone. Bye.